is Mr. Mohammed Sori Jallo, MSJ for short, fresh from Morocco. Is it safe to say that? Fresh from Canada and Morocco as well. Is it safe to say that? Wow. I don't know if it's also safe to say the Chief Minister of the Executive Committee. Mr. Jallo, thank you very much for being with us. Reverend Philip Bock is also here with us, the Chairman of Western Area Regional Football Association. Right at the back of Mr. Jallo is Mr. Mobwa, the Chairman of, sorry? Yes. Oh, he's the Chairman of the Regional Football Association. And right next to him is the region next to him, which is the Eastern Regional Football Association Chairman, Mr. Fode Anthony. Mr. Anthony, thank you so much for being with us. And right next to Mr. Fode Anthony, the executive official of the Sierra Leone Football Association, who in fact doubles as the deputy mayor. Thank you so much. As a matter of fact, there's a lot actually to celebrate about. It's basically not about celebrating, it's about reflecting, where we've come from in the past 12 months, the things that we've been able to achieve, the challenges that we've been, faced with, and how we intend to go into the second year of office. And I have to mention, this is the very first time in the history of Sierra Leone football to clock the first year and say, okay, no, I have to go back to the media. I have to go back to the people and engage them. Let us all come together and talk about what has been the success story and the challenges, in the past 1 year. I know this is a press conference, but since this is a huge move, if we could, let us please put our hands together. It's been a matter of first to happen, since President Babadi Kamara and his executive committee took up office. The first time for an SLFA president to say, okay, I'm going to spend $250,000 for my personal purse to put it into the development of the technical center and build a 435-seater pavilion. First time to happen. First time. Yes. And it's also the first time for SLFA president and his executive committee members to say, okay, we have to go by the statute. We have to respect the Constitution. The Constitution says the first quarter of every year, second quarter of every year, a Congress must be called, and we have to go by it. And indeed, they did that, and it went on successful. And it went down, in history of Sierra Leone football as the best organized Congress ever. That didn't come from me, as a matter of fact, it came from the delegates. There's a lot actually to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I was just trying to justify why I said, since they took up office, it's been the first to happen. So the president himself, we shall all understand exactly the angle from which I am coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take the next item of the agenda, which has to do with the opening statement by the scribe, the CEO of the Sierra Leone Football Association, the General Secretary himself. Ladies and gentlemen, for that, he's actually going to give us a general overview of the essence of all of this. With that, please put your hands together for Engineer Mohammed Ben-Sibawo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara. Good morning, Mr. President, Executive Committee members, members of the press, distinguished guests. I thought I was a very tall person to speak without, excuse me. football family that here, members of the football family who are following us online. It's a very special occasion. But before I speak to the purpose of our gathering here, I wish to take this opportunity to introduce to you the high table. The task has been given to me by the MC. In no particular order, I am Engineer Mohammed Benson Bawo, General Secretary of the Sierra Leone Football Association. And we have with us the Vice President, Mr. Ali Badara Tarawali, and for sure, the President of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Mr. Babadi Kamara. Today, exactly a year ago, and one day in addition, we're here to celebrate about what this executive has done for the last 1 year and speak exactly in the next year. It is about taking stock as done. 12 months, we have worked to strengthen the association, improve competitions, support our national teams, and create a more responsibility that comes milestone and not a destination. When the president takes stage to speak, you know exactly why I said the 1 year that we are gathered here today to celebrate is just a milestone and not a destination, or the destination is leadership and the executive committee wish to take Sierra Leone football to. The work continues. The ambition, for sure, is greater, and our commitment to the development of Sierra Leone football remain unwavering. On behalf of the Sierra Leone Football Association, I welcome you to this press conference as we reflect on the journey of the past 1 year and look ahead at even stronger future for Sierra Leone football. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Secretary. And thank you for the fact that it's a high table and highly placed people must handle tasks of that nature. Ladies and gentlemen, we make progress. We now go to the presentation of the SLFA first anniversary newsletter. That is already out, isn't it? We saw it making the rounds. Is that correct? I'm talking to members of the press. And copies of it will also be soon distributed to you guys. Is that okay? Yeah. So basically ensure that your articles are going to be, you're rated. Because of course, that newsletter, we did our best. The amazing idea of President Babadi Kamara and his executive committee in office. Would like to move to the next item of the agenda, which happens to be the it's been 1 year. And like I said earlier on, for the president, this is not about celebration. The General Executive mentioned it. For the president and the executive committee members, We are not where we want to be. Yes, we've done a few things. So we're basically here to ensure that through the president and the executive committee, we speak to the general public where we've come from, where we intend to take Sierra Leone football. For that, to the president of the Sierra Leone Football Association, Mr. Babadi Kamara.
Thank you very much, IBK. Thank you, Mr. General Secretary. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an executive committee and president of the Sierra Leone Football Association. I believe it is our responsibility to be accountable to the people of Sierra Leone. And the only way we can do like this to explain to you the things we've been able to achieve, those who aim to achieve, and ask for the unwavering support of the long speech. And I ask that bear with me while I go. Thank you. Again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the media, distinguished members of the football family, our partners, sponsors, football stakeholders. Thank you for honoring our invitation to join us this morning at this historic press conference marking my administration's 1 year in office. Today is a special day, not just for me, but for every person who believes that football in Sierra Leone can be bigger, stronger, better than it has ever been. Exactly 1 year and a day ago, the football family entrusted me and my executive committee with the responsibility of leading Sierra Leone football. We accepted that responsibility with humility, knowing very well that the expectations were high and that the challenges before us were even greater. 1 year later, I sit here before you deeply grateful for the confidence that continues to be placed in us. More importantly, I sit here encouraged by the progress we've made together. When we assumed office, we made simple promise to the football family. We promised to build an administration that would be transparent in its dealings, disciplined in its administration, and ambitious in its vision for Sierra Leone football. Those promises remain unchanged. Over the past 12 months, many of you have witnessed at first hand the transformation that has begun within our football. It is a journey that is visible, measurable, and it is real. You have seen the changes taking place at our technical center. It is gradually being transformed into a modern, functional technical center that will soon stand on its own as the heartbeat of Sierra Leone football development in our country. You have seen the construction of a new 435-seater pavilion donated by Mahmoud Sef on behalf of my family, a project that will improve the experience of players, officials, supporters, while creating an environment worthy of hosting football activities at a much higher standard. You have also witnessed one of the boldest decisions this administration has taken, the acquisition of a permanent headquarters for spoke about it, that dream become a reality. The next important chapter is to transform that building into one of the that every Sierra Leonean will be proud of, will be proud to call their own. and that process alone does not define progress. Equally important has been our commitment to responsible financial management. Ladies and gentlemen, several outstanding obligations, including that had accumulated over time. We took a conscious decision not to complain, not to complain about what we inherited, but to focus on finding solutions. Today, I am proud to say that we are steadily paying down those inherited obligations while at the same time meeting our current financial responsibilities. For the first time in many years, prize money and seed money for a whole football season has been fully paid, and that includes Division 1 for men and women, Division 2 for men, Premier League, and FA Cup. This may sound like a simple administrative achievement, but our partners and sponsors, the clubs that invested throughout the season, and to the players who sacrificed so much, it represents trust, credibility, and respect. We increased funding from 15,000 United States dollars to 50,000 United States dollars for all regional football associations in a bid to ensuring that football is played and effectively managed in the regions. We have significantly improved on sponsorship for the leagues, including a historic $150,000 for Women's Premier League for Marampa Mines Limited, a historic sponsorship for the FA Cup to 1,852 millions. Secured an increase in sponsorship for the men's league from 150,000 to 1% increment for 3 years. This is the culture we want to build. A football association must also witness encouraging progress. Our competitions have become more organized, more competitive, and predictable. We have worked tirelessly to restore confidence in our football calendar because clubs, players, referees, sponsors, and supporters all deserve certainty. This is why the window will open on the 1st of August and close on the 21st of October for the entire football ecosystem. From 2 on the 3rd and 4th of October, Women's Premier League will commence on the weekend of the steady and predictable calendar means women's football continues to make significant progress under this administration. Our women's national and domestically. In the coming months, for Sierra Leone, a landmark document that will provide a clear direction for the growth of the women's game over the coming years. This strategy is about giving every young girl in this country the confidence to believe that football can become part of the future. Under my administration, governance has also remained at the center of everything we do. Many of you attended our recent ordinary congress or followed it online. I have attended many congresses over the years in different capacities, but I can confidently say that the congress we held recently demonstrated what can be achieved through proper planning, transparency, and collective commitment. If I may be modest, I believe it was the best organized congress ever in the history of Sierra Leone. It was orderly, transparent, inclusive, and most importantly, it produced a document that will strengthen our association for many years to come. We have also continued to invest heavily in coaching education because we understand that the quality of our football will never rise above the quality of our coaches. For more than a decade, many coaching programs that should have become routine simply did not happen. In the last 1 year, we have successfully organized CAF-D licensing and CAF-C licensing coaching courses, creating opportunities for new generation of coaches across the country. Our first CAF B license course under this administration is scheduled for October this year, and we are already putting in the shift with CAF with the expectation of bringing the CAF A license back to Sierra Leone before the end of the year. We have equally strengthened compliance across the association. Policies are being respected, processes are being followed, financial decisions are subjected to greater scrutiny. Committees are carrying out their responsibilities. Institutional discipline is gradually becoming part of our culture. This may not always make newspaper headlines, but they are the foundations upon which successful football administrations are built. Refereeing remains a global challenge in football, and same can be said about us here. One thing is, however, certain, and that is our determination to improve refereeing, and my administration has demonstrated that by increasing funding for referee training. We have also increased referee allowance from 700 leos to 2,000 leos for officiating per match. Today, I am proud to inform you that two of our highest referees in the country, Madam Aminatu Fuller and Suleiman Kamara, are both on historic international assignments in the WAFCON, that is the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, in the case of Aminata and Wafu B, Zone B Championship in Suleiman's case. For Suleiman, this is his second assignment at this level, following his record performance in the Under-17 Wafu A Championship last year, where he was central referee for the finals, and for Aminata, this is her second WAFCON tournament, making her the first Sierra Leonean referee to earn this historic appointment. Ladies and gentlemen, everything I have mentioned this morning is important. These are achievements we are proud of. They are visible, tangible, and can be measured. But I did not invite you here today simply to speak about what we have already accomplished. The evidence of our work is all around. Some of it can be seen with your own eyes. Some of it can be measured through the progress we've made. For those who prefer to see the journey unfold visually, I have directed our media and communication department to put out a documentary capturing the work that has taken place over the past 1 year. For those who enjoy reading and wish to understand our progress in greater detail, we have also prepared a special publication documenting the milestones we've achieved during our first year in office. Those records will speak for themselves. Today, however, I want to spend my time talking about something even more important. I want to talk about where we are going, why I am proud of that, what we have achieved together over the past 12 months. I am even more excited about what lies ahead. Our first year was about laying a solid foundation. Our second year will be about building upon that foundation with greater ambition, greater purpose, and greater determination. The next chapter of Sierra Leone football begins now. Allow me, therefore, to share with you our vision for the next year and the priorities that will continue to shape the future of our game. Ladies and gentlemen, the vision I am about to share is not my vision alone. It belongs to every footballer chasing a dream in Cambia, every coach working tirelessly in Pujan, every referee determined to improve, every club administrator sacrificing for the game, every supporter who fills our stadium, and every Sierra Leonean who believes that football remains one of the greatest forces capable of bringing our nation together. This is my shared vision. It is ambitious because the future demands ambition. It is practical because every objective is backed by a clear plan, measurable actions, and an unwavering commitment to delivery. The first priority before us is to complete the separation of the administrative headquarters from the technical center. For far too long, the association has operated in a way that has placed administrative work and technical development under one roof. Why that arrangement served its purpose at the time? Football in Sierra Leone has now reached a stage where each deserves its own dedicated space, a process that is consistent with global best practice. Our newly acquired headquarters will become the administrative heart of Sierra Leone Football Association. It will be where policies are shaped, partnerships are built, football is managed, and the future of our game is planned. At the same time, our technical center will become exactly what its name suggests, a true football development center dedicated to coaching education, player development, referee training, technical programs, and national team activities. When these two institutions begin operating independently but in harmony, we will have taken another giant step towards being a modern football association that can proudly stand alongside the best in the continent. Is our determination to establish a functional center. The work currently taking place is only the beginning. Very soon, we want every young player who walks through those gates to feel that they've entered a place where dreams are nurtured. We want every coach attending a course to learn in an environment that reflects excellence. We want every referee, administrator, and technical expert attending a course at that environment to feel that Sierra Leone football is investing in the future. That is the standard we are building. Ladies and gentlemen, no football. One of the biggest responsibilities for us is to create sustainable sources of income for our association. Over the next year, revenue mobilization will become one of our strongest areas of focus. We have already laid the foundation through strategic partnership and sponsorship, but we intend to do much further. Our value-added service platform is now operational. Our merchandising program is being developed. For the first time, we are taking deliberate steps to protect the Sierra Leone Football Association plan through proper registration of our intellectual property and merchandising rights. The Sierra Leone hope of millions of Sierra Leoneans is to create value for the association, support football development, and generate income that can be reinvested into the game. For every jersey purchase, every branded product sold, I wish to say to you that these are not simply commercial activities. They are investments. Permit me at this point to make a humble appeal. This association belongs to all of us. Support making a major donation. Sometimes the smallest action taken by thousands of people can make the biggest difference. I therefore kindly ask everyone gathered here this afternoon, all of those who are not here, and all of those following us online are using Aura or AfriCell. Please, if you are using AfriCell, please dial *888 number. Select Sierra Leone Football option 9. Kindly dial the value added service. That simple action which takes directly in Sierra Leone football we love. Ladies and gentlemen, football enthusiasts, infrastructure will remain one of our continue to compete on inadequate playing surfaces Our referees cannot improve if we do not officiate on quality pitches. Our young talents cannot reach their potential if they are denied proper facilities. This is why we will continue working with FIFA, CAF, and government of Sierra Leone to expand football infrastructure across the country. Our vision is to create new artificial pitches constructed at Parade, Waterloo, Lunge, Maburuka, Moyamba, and to refurbish Makeni and Connaught pitches respectively. Alongside these projects, we remain fully committed to delivering the FIFA Arena program, which will provide modern football facilities for school-going kids at school level. Football development must not remain concentrated in one city. Another important focus is the regulation and development of football academies across Sierra Leone. We have many organizations operating as football academies and doing excellent work, but are mostly without clear standards or proper structures. Our objective is to encourage encourage anyone rather our objective is to discourage anyone. Rather, our objective is to support, organize, and strengthen them. We will introduce a structured system that deserves that category coaching, player welfare, safeguarding, governance, and facilities. This will give parents great. It will also improve opposition. Ladies and gentlemen, modern football is driven by data, information, and accountability. That is why another major priority for SLFA Connect system. For the just concluded Leon Rock Premier League and the Barapa Mines Premier League, witnessed a single protest emanating for player registration. This is so because all players that play in the leagues were registered on the SLFA Connect. We are currently registering all the coaches on the system. For the 2026 and 2027 league season, any coach that is not registered on the system from the Division 2 to the Premier League for both genders. One next objective is to bring every player and official participating in the men's Division 1 leagues, the women's Division 1 leagues, and the men's Division 2 leagues onto one unified digital platform. When completed, we'll have one reliable football database, transfer, competition. This is not simply competition. Good football continues strengthening our regulation and framework. During the coming year, we'll complete and implement the Sierra Leone Football Association governance regulation that we capture and is a handbook that we use as a regulatory guide. We'll continue updating our competition regulations, including the FA Cup regulations, so that every club, player, official, and administrator clearly understands the rules that govern our game, and most importantly, we'll push through a new statute, new electoral code, and new standing orders of Congress, and new statute for all regional football associations and district football associations. Football grows where there is trust. Trust grows where there is fairness. Fairness exists only where the rules are clear and applied equally to everyone. These are the principles that will continue to guide this administration, and this is only the beginning of what lies ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, as important as infrastructure is, football will always be judged by what happens on the pitch. This is why the major priority for the coming year is to continue strengthening our competitions. A strong national team can only emerge from strong domestic competition. A successful player must first come through a competitive league. A confident referee develops through the matches. A good coach becomes better coach by working in a well-organized competition. Our responsibility, therefore, is to continue improving every competition under the banner of the Sierra Leone Football Association. We will continue working closely with clubs to improve organization, match day preparations, licensing, player welfare, and commercial value. Our ambition is to create competition that players are proud to participate in. Supporters are when our league same committed in the real integrity of the game. Our vision now is to WAFCON, like Madam League, Champions FIFA World Cup. These ambitions is achievable, but it will require discipline, continuous learning, physical fitness, and consistency. As an association, we will continue to create opportunities for them to succeed. The future of our coaching profession is equally important. One of the greatest investments any football association can make is to educate its coaches. A well-trained coach influences hundreds of players during his or her career. This is why we will continue expanding coaching education across the country. We have already restored the CAF D licensing and CAF C licensing program. Our first CAF B licensing course is scheduled for October this year, but we do not intend to stop there. Our determination is to bring CAF A licensing back to Sierra Leone before the end of the year. So far, for far too long, our coaches have had to leave the country at great expense to pursue higher qualification. We believe the time has come for Sierra Leone to become a center for coaching education within the region. This is the direction we are taking. Ladies and gentlemen, football cannot develop in isolation. It depends on strong partnership, government support, and collaboration. Therefore, we will continue engaging the Ministry of Sport and the National Sport Authority on matters that affect the growth of our game. One of those priorities is the continued rehabilitation and availability of the national stadium. Our supporters deserve a national stadium they can be proud of. Our players deserve to compete before their own people. We will continue working constructively with government to receive regular updates and to ensure that football returns home under the right condition. We will also continue standing by our clubs whenever they carry the Sierra Leone flag beyond our borders. Whether it is assisting with travel documentation, supporting passport processing, providing attestation where required, or engaging government institutions on behalf of our clubs, the association will continue to play that part. No club should feel alone. Ladies and gentlemen, every football nation dreams of qualifying for the AFCON competition. Sierra Leone is no exception. Our dream is alive. Our ambitions is clear. Our commitment is unwavering. Qualification for AFCON cannot be achieved through speeches, nor can it be achieved by hoop home. It demands proper planning, investment, technical preparation, strong domestic competitions, and the collective support of an entire nation. This is exactly what we are building. We believe in our players. We believe in our coaches. We believe in our technical team. Most importantly, we believe that Sierra Leone has the talent to compete with the very best on the continent. Our responsibility and to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, allow me to speak about something that is very close to my heart: the future of women's football. The progress we've witnessed over the past year is encouraging. More girls are playing football. more communities are embracing the women's game. Our clubs are becoming stronger. Our national teams are becoming more active and better. But this is only the beginning. In the weeks ahead, we will officially launch the first ever women's football strategy for Sierra Leone. The strategy will provide a clear roadmap for developing the women's game from the grassroots to the highest level. It will focus on player development, coaching, refereeing, safeguarding, competitions, leadership, and commercial growth. Most importantly, it will send a clear message to every young girl in Sierra Leone that football belongs to her just as much as it belongs to anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, as I reflect on the journey of the past year, I do so with gratitude. Gratitude to my colleagues on the executive committee who are here with me today. Gratitude to our staff, gratitude to government of Sierra Leone, to FIFA, CAF, and WAFU. Gratitude to the First Estate for always propagating the messages of football, development, and challenges. Gratitude to our sponsors and partners, including Sierra Leone, including Leon Rock Meta Group, Marampa Mines Limited, Orange Sierra Leone, and Africell. We owe our success to our collective support. Gratitude to clubs, referees, coaches, players, and supporters. Above all, gratitude to the people of Sierra Leone for believing that football can once again become a source of national pride. Our journey has, above all, gratitude to the people of Sierra Leone, gratitude to the God Almighty for giving us the strength, the guidance, and the provision to go to bed every night and wake up in the morning with the energy to work for Sierra Leone. Lastly, gratitude to my family who are always showing the understanding that the time I deny them is being given to the people of Sierra Leone, a country they love even better than I do. Our journey has only just begun. There will still be challenges. There will still be difficult decisions. There will still be moments when we are tested. But I want to assure every Sierra Leonean today that this administration will never lose sight of why we sought your trust. We came to serve, we came to build, we came to unite the game. We came to leave Sierra Leone football stronger than we found it. If we continue to stand together, if we continue to put football above personal interest, if we continue to believe in what is possible, then I have absolutely no doubt that the best days of Sierra Leone football are still ahead of us. Let us continue this journey together. Let us continue believing together. And let us continue building a football legacy that generations of Sierra Leoneans will one day look back on with pride. Thank you very much. May God continue to bless Sierra Leone Football Association. May God continue to bless Sierra Leone. And may God continue to guide and protect.
Mr. President, at your back, please. Mr. Vice President, same. Would like to take it again. Ladies and gentlemen, the president mentioned in his the media department all of the good things, or if you like most of the good things he, the president, and his executive committee have been able to achieve in the past 1 year. If we may have your
leadership is measured not only by promises made, but by progress delivered. 1 year ago, a new chapter began for Sierra Leone football as Babadi Kamara assumed office as president of the Sierra Leone Football Association with a clear vision to transform the game, strengthen institutions, and invest in the future. His administration embarked on an ambitious journey to reshape football across the nation.
When I accepted this responsibility, I knew the expectations were high. My commitment was simple: to build a strong foundation for Sierra Leone football and ensure that every decision we make serves the future of our game.
Infrastructure has become one of the defining pillars of the administration. From the continued rehabilitation of key football grounds like the Sun Field in Makeni, privately funded by President Babadi Kamara, investments are creating better environments for players, clubs, and communities.
Football development goes beyond what happens on the pitch. We must also build strong institutions. Investing in quality facilities and in modern secretariats is an investment in the future of football administration in Sierra Leone.
It shouldn't end there. But anyway, okay, press conference. Apologies, please. I know we're already enjoying it. If actually we did enjoy it, if we could please let us put our hands together to that. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you to the executive committee members that have always been mentioned, a very strong powerhouse behind him. Hence, these success stories we're talking about today. And that powerhouse is the executive committee. Let us all put our hands together for the executive committee. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you so very much, and God bless you. It's now time to launch the website. Mr. President is going to be the first person to log into the website. If you could, please join us over here, Mr. President. The website domain is www.slfa.sl. So you're going to be the first person to type it up. This is symbolic launching. And then before you type enter, please, I'll give the mic to you, and then you officially declare and launch the website, and then you hit on the enter button. Thank you.
Thank you very much, VK. Ladies and gentlemen, recently, a colleague of mine or a schoolmate of mine on one of our forums, the Oba Sports, it's called the Oba Sports. He sent one of our emails. I don't know where he found that, and said, "President, you have to change this to your own domain." I pretended as if I did not see it because I knew we are already there. So we are here today to launch our official website. And if you cannot see our emails, you can see that they are purely SLFA, official corporate emails. So I want to use this opportunity to thank the team behind this, the GS, Deputy GS, media department, everyone at SLFA, technical director, the all, of course, Mr. Komba. Mr. Komba has just joined the Sierra Leone Football Association, where it appears he has been there 100 years ago. Thank you very much for your support. We are very proud of what you are doing. So I now take this opportunity to officially announce or pronounce the website operational. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much. Of course, this is a very standard website, functionally operational, to aid easy access to information coming from the Sierra Leone Football Association. Like the president mentioned, as soon as he and his executive committee came, they said transparency is very key. Therefore, all of what we're going to be doing must be churned out rapidly to the public through the media, of course. And if that is the case, we have to have a functionally operational website up and very active. As you can see, the Marampa Mines, Mr. President, if you could, please roll the Marampa Mines Women's Premier League, for example. This is the most recent table. We all know that Ogbemo Queens won the Marampa Mines Women's Premier League. So the same is actually going to cut across. The last two teams that relegated. So this is basically, call it a synopsis. Yeah. You can now go into the website and access every information. These are our fixtures for the 2027 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Yes, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, isn't it? They said the Konoe from the team, they're not praising the praises. But yeah, I mean, we're all in this together. I mean, like the president said, the media is very, very, very key. As a matter of fact, one of our most important partners in development, because we rely on you guys to help us disseminate the information that we put out without telling you what to do. Of course, we've never done that and we'll never try to do that. Progress as we go to where we have to now turn the microphone to members of the press. As a very transparent leadership that we're enjoying today. Again, like I mentioned earlier on, this is the first time for SLFA president and executive committee member speak to the general public through the press. Let us look at what we've done and remind ourselves what we still have to do to take us where we want to go. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to now take questions. I don't know if we do it one-on-one or we take 3 questions. Okay. Alice is there.
It's not me fine. What's the time now? Okay, so good afternoon, members of the all, especially to our colleagues, media. I don't know whether you will limit to 2 or 3 because it's a long speech made by the president. I'll have some questions. But for me, I said I don't know whether you can allow 2 or 3 questions. Okay, thank you. No, let have 3, please. Thank you. Under achievement and assessment, Mr. President. Mr. President, as you marked 1 year in office, what are the 3 biggest achievements you are proud of so far? Governance, finance, and transparency as administrations. What system have you put in place to ensure accountability in your tenure? 3, how is your relationship with the clubs? Have you resolved past disputes with affecting football officials? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bali. Well, the biggest 3 achievements will depend on what you prioritize. But for us as a federation, everything we've been able to achieve in the last 12 months are very, very important. We spoke about governance. You are in both. You attended the last Congress. You've attended other Congresses before. You will attest to the fact that that Congress in Bo has been the best in living memory of Sierra Leone Football Association. That is governance. We spoke about financial discipline. As I sit here, we've paid over $250,000 of liabilities that were inherited. Whilst paying those liabilities, we are also meeting our daily obligations as a federation. The staff will tell you, sometimes we have to move away from what I refer to as lazy journalism, in the sense when people sit in front of you and you ask them questions. I'll tell you, some people will say the truth, some will not say the truth. But for you to be able to establish the fact, you have to go beyond this room. Go to the ground, ask people, there are staff at the federation, ask them comparative analysis yesterday and today, will tell you. You also talk about systems that have been put in place. Go to finance, go to bar. Have taken a lot of decisions. People have been suspended, people have been removed from their positions because of improper financial malpractice. I like people, I don't want to disturb anyone, but when the interests of people come in conflict with Sierra football, I choose Sierra football. So there's no compromise on that. The other achievements we are talking about. Last year, if you go to the academy, you need a canoe to take you from the gate to the office. That same last year, matches were abandoned because players could not have access to the field. Go there today and see the development that has taken place there. Practical, physical, tangible. You can see, you can touch, you can feel. So for me, in a nutshell, these three areas are very important to us, like any other one is being able to achieve in the last 12 months. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I don't know. If you have to be specific with the clubs, I don't know. I'm not in dispute with any club. Because when we are giving seed money, which was an increment ever in the history of Sierra football, we gave 200,000 euros to each Premier League club. That is also very important. And when we are paying those monies, we do not say we have this with this club, we are not giving you this amount of money. This is our own best club, we are not giving you. When they were showing this at the table for the female Premier League, I made a joke that I want to see the last team on the table because an executive committee member here, his team got relegated. We did not protect him. That is not our duty. We allow the game to play by itself. For the male Premier League, FCFC, the city team, got relegated. The mayor of Freetown did not say, because I'm the deputy mayor of Freetown, this is my team, executive committee, you have to do everything to ensure that my team did not relegate. He played by the rules of the game. So as far as we are concerned, we have no dispute with any club. If there are clubs with dispute with us, please let me know so that we can address them.
The match official, do you any football in the how do you resolve the issue?
Area of social justice. Social justice. Thank you, Madam.
Let us take more questions, please. Like you say, when you see that they eat, you take your pan, you go outside, come put on. You say, well, you know, but not the same more. I mean, if the executive committee members can allow the rules to prevail in the exact way, I mean, it must be understood by everyone in football that the laws of the game must be protected by every means possible. Go ahead, Emma.
All right, Mr. President, I'm from Scan Sports. One of the very first things you did not too long ago was to address the very complex situation surrounding the coach of the national team by appointing Didier Gomez de Rosa. Now, my question is, with AFCON qualifiers fast approaching, what sort of help or assistance is the Frenchman getting from the technical department in order to ensure us to qualify for the AFCON?
Let me remind you that in the last 30 years, we qualified for the AFCON once. And during that qualification, I played a significant role for us to achieve that. But to your question, Didier Lafont is downstairs as we speak. He's down. He has been joined by the video analyst, Jose Antonio Conte. Jose was a coach of Rangers some years ago. He's from Sweden and he's here. He has joined the national technical team. The technical director was here, John Kister. They are working daily, and every support, any support you think the Sierra Leone Football Association should give to them is being provided. Go to the outside now, you see a vehicle that has been bought, a new vehicle, registration number SLFA 100. That is assigned to them. Their accommodation is being sorted out. They are here, they are staying at this hotel for just a few days. They will move into their analyze are being purchased for them to be able to use to analyze the effectiveness and efficiency of our players all over the world. The coach has already started the working. I cannot go into details of what he is doing because I am doing everything humanly possible for us to be able to qualify for the next AFCON. The support from SLFA, the support from government through Ministry of Sport and NSA is there. Let me also make this clarification before anybody asks me this question. There are rumors all over that, we've sacked a national team coach that was asking for $15,000 as salary, and we brought in a foreign coach that we are paying $40,000 or whatever. Firstly, in football, we don't mention those things. It is xenophobia, it is racism. Sierra Leone football does not tolerate that. We do not stand for that. And even the national team coach we'll be talking about, his career, when you measure it, 90% was outside of Sierra Leone. So it is unjust for anyone to say we should not hire a foreign coach because we have local coaches. No. And let me also say this, the salary for the entire technical team that are on salary, 4 of them, everything is $20,500. Let this go out and let it sink, and then people should stop sending out wrong messages just because they want to create gains that are not material. $20,500 for all of them. So for 4 of them. So nobody should let you believe that. If you want, you can go to the Ministry of Finance. The contract was signed, tripartite, SLFA, Ministry of Sport, and NSA. Ministry of Finance, they have the copy. So you can go there and check and clarify and say, Mr. President, what he said was not true. So don't allow anyone to mislead the public. I'm an accountant. I've been in a cost control position before, so I know what it means to control the resources of Sierra Leone football and the government of Sierra Leone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That message must have sunken really deep. As a matter of fact, just so that we're all aware, this press conference is being broadcast live on the official YouTube page of the Sierra Leone Football Association. We make progress and take more questions. Let us entertain from everyone.
Thank you very much, IDK, and good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Mr. President and the EXCO. I have just two questions. First, congratulations, Kutusua from Epic Radio. The first question, Mr. President, we've heard a lot about the accomplishments or the successes in your 1 year in office. That's the first question. And the next question, I would like to know if you have any position with regard to the unresolved match fixing saga that was left unaddressed by the outgoing president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Challenges always exist. It can be numerous, it can be minimal. Executive committee members sitting here, so they come to Freetown in their resources. The only thing they get for them, that's challenge. Administration, you heard about the liabilities that we inherited. If $250,000 we have to go into football development other than inherited debt, that will have helped the game further. By now, perhaps the secretariat will have been paved all over. That's a challenge. There's always resistance to change, which is also a challenge. There are people, when we came in, they believe we are here not to develop football, but to go after them, but to prove them wrong. So in that process, it poses a challenge to us. It poses a lot of challenge. But being that, we are here to work in the interest of Sierra Leone football. We are able to accommodate them. We are able to sit and discuss, and we are able to overcome whatever they are taught we are. And today, we are working. So there are always challenges. It depends from which perspective you look at it. We've been able to resolve them. Match fixing, the record is not before me. Match fixing is one thing that is difficult to prove. You have to, the evidence must be there. You cannot just jump into something without proper evidence. So as far as I'm concerned, the match fixing allegations that took place in the last administration, they will never be presented to me. There is no complaint on my desk. There is no follow-up on that on my desk. So there is nothing I can do if I do not have a fact.
Solar panel. And then we'll come to you. This will go. I'm looking for the hand of the lady.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to Mr. President. I'm Desmond Darlington Sola Sobo Senior. And my question is, in your first press conference ever after you took office, you elaborate on the center that was under construction. I use was because we have not seen physical construction going on by the then executive. And you discuss about the 1 year plans, and you further give example of what you want to do the next year, coming years, but you never give us updates on that construction, which was 33,000 something retention fee that was left to be paid. We want to know what the updates on that. And secondly, sir, what is the standard set for company or someone to own a club in Sierra Leone? Because we have difficulties in terms of payment of salary for players. Is there any plans to set a standard for someone or company to own a club in Sierra Leone?
stand up? Two questions. The one for the technical center, I'll answer. The second, the general secretary will answer. Is a considered for our statutes. For the technical center, like any other liabilities that we inherited, which we are paying, the technical center is a disappointment. It's a project that has the tendency to fail. It has failed. But our responsibility as an administration is to ensure we complete the technical center and put it into good use for football in Sierra Leone. The contract was $527,000. All have been paid with $37,000 remaining. For both the technical center and the hostel, we are not done, we are not completed. But if you pay attention to that, people will say we are here to reach out to others. So we are focusing on ensuring that it is being completed and put into use. So for me, that is where we are on that, and we'll ensure it's completed. For the one that has to do with requirements for establishing having a club, the general secretary will to you.
Thank you very much. So if you reflect on the president's speech, he was very deliberate in mentioning that the Sierra Leone Football Association will embark on developing what is called the SLFA governance regulation. As it stands, we have the standing committees, we have the independent bodies, including the ethics committee, electoral appeals, disciplinary committee, and disciplinary appeals committee. But even in the work of these committees and with the available regulations to them, we are still challenged in terms of their proper organization, in terms of proper QR, in terms of how they carry out their work, and sanctions and what have you. So this was why the president mentioned in his statement that the Sierra Leone Football Association in this second year in office under his leadership will ensure that we have a stand-alone SLFA governance regulation. If you leave this office, this press conference, and even now, where you have access to internet, if you search for the FIFA governance regulation, you will see that it speaks to everything: FIFA statutes, FIFA regulations, and FIFA codes and ethics. So it's the same thing we're going to replicate to ensure that we speak to that which you are speaking about. Because even now, as it is, should, for example, a club playing in the Division 1 qualifies to a club playing in Division 1 and has the same ownership with a club playing in the Premier League, and they happen to qualify to the Premier League, we are challenged with how to regulate that. So that has been identified and will be spoken to and will be resolved. We'll have the way out of that, inshallah. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Emil. Yeah. Let's take Emil.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, EXCO members and Mr. President. Let me wish you all a happy first anniversary. Mr. President, my question is based on the rumors or allegations that are going around with regards to the new secretariat. You know, like some of us, we belong to many WhatsApp groups where questions and other, allegations that are coming. For example, let me go in SO2. Sebo, una don't go buy a building we worth $3 million. So, Mr. President, I want you to confirm if that said amount is the actual amount paid for the new secretariat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Emil. You know, this is very interesting. Before this question, I've been bombarded by so many people on this. Somebody from the USA messaged me last week that, oh, I have documents with me that show that the house you bought for SLFA is your house, and I want to hear about your position, or else I'm going public with this. I told him, please go ahead. You don't need clarification from me. Go ahead. If the property is mine, you go ahead and publish. I've seen other people on radio say, oh, to start the place we are having their meetings, we are having this, we are having that in this world. It's a new building, and the building is owned by a foreigner, not a Sierra Leonean. It's not owned by a Sierra Leonean. I've paid my money, $95,000 for it. Made 5,000. The regional chairman from Northeast is here. Will tell you that my money, actually, if I wanted, I'll sell to SLFA. Nobody will know. That is over $250,000. It's my money. I've donated that to Sierra Leone football with humility. To play manipulation to make money. No. Money making person. I know how to make my own money, but I will never be involved in any criminal act to enrich myself. The Southern Arena is a case study. If I had wanted the money, I'll keep it for myself. But I gave it to Sierra Leoneans. Because it's very clear. That building, where in accounting, the cost of the building is not just the purchase price. In accounting, it is the purchase price plus anything that you have to undertake to put the building into use. So when you consider all of that, it can even go beyond $3 million. Now, the cost of the building itself is $2.8 million. Take this to the bank, go to Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, go to government of Sierra Leone. The facts are there, the reports are there, the contract is there. It's 2.8. Out of this 2.8, FIFA is paying 2.6, CAF is paying $200,000. Apart from that, when you buy a new property, you have to register it in your own name, in the name of SLFA, $20,000. SLFA, that was our own responsibility as a federation, but we don't have that money. So we went to the government of Sierra Leone, we asked them to waive that aspect for us, in as much as the building is being purchased for Sierra Leone Football Association. The government, as thoughtful as they are, and it's one that supports football, all of you attest to the fact that this government supports football a lot. They waived that $200,000 within notes given to us by the Ministry of Finance. We took to the registration department, and the property was registered in the name of Sierra Leone Football for free. So $280,000 we could say is the contribution of the government towards the purchase of that building. We are going to modernize the building. When we had the GSL, we are going to modernize it. It has to be friendly for all categories of people. So we are giving it a lift elevator. We are changing a lot of things, security gates, security doors, a lot. We have to put furniture. We are not taking those furnitures at SLFA to a new building that is 5-story. We are not taking that. We have to furnish that the new building to go above $3 million. So if people think $3 million is too much for Sierra Leone football, let me remind them that UEFA gives their member federation $18.5 million every year as operational funds. Thank you.
By Mahmoud? Yes. Good by Mahmoud. This one. Just take them. Mahmoud.
Concluded league ended in a mixed reactions with bad officiating alleged and games manipulation. What is your message from controversy having point?
On record, in particular, that has gone on to conclusion without not just concluded most followed English Premier League, not the last you have got controversy surrounding it. And that comes out of the millions. What is important, however, about the just concluded league is that we saw a situation where, very first time in this football history for a very long time, before I joined SLFA, I used to be a critical critic. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. Punitive measures were taken against referees, match officials were punished. Did that eliminate what we saw or what we opine on? No. The commitment here is we are going to ensure that the right people are associated with our game, which is why the president mentioned in his speech that, as a matter of fact, any coach that is not registered on the FIFA Connect platform will not coach in any of our leagues. It's not just the Premier League. All association football, which means Division 1, Division 2, men's division, some of us themselves that we take to our dugouts. You have to be a registered coach on the SLFA Connect platform. Other than that, you have to be in the VIP area. If you look, the VIP area is well secured, not so? Caged, put it that way, caged. The reason for this is very simple. For those who expend their money on the clubs and are not technically minded, if you take them to the dugout, they'll end up fighting. This is the reality of life. This is why they are kept right up there in a cage. So woman want lose the glass they block at us. Because those who are trained to be in the dugout are those who are expected to be there because they know they should play by the rules. We will ensure that happens and that becomes a thing of the past. On the issue of clubs winning points on table, we have done our best as an administration. And if you look at the records of the last concluded league, particularly the two top-tier league, I'll tell you it was 99% success rate in terms of teams not taking points on the table. For the men's league, it was 100%. For the women's league, it was 99.9%. But that had nothing to do with player registration, which had been taken care of. What happened in the playoff was something we are going to ensure will not happen again. So there's the third, which means 3 days ago, the transfer window officially opened. Let me remark, it did not open for the men's Premier League and the women's Premier League only. It is opened for the entire football ecosystem. Because the playoff is a regular season. It's not another season. Which means once the players are registered for the 2026-2027 league season, in the provided transfer window, when we come to the playoff, no extra player will be required to be registered. And we ensured that happened. But because we do it, our task now is to ensure that, particularly for Division 1, men and women, we bring them on board the FIFA Connect before the commencement of the next league season on the 3rd and 4th of October that will kick off with the Women's and Men's Unity Cup respectively. So to answer your question, we are not oblivious of that. We are finding solutions to it. The sport is governed by rules. The way FIFA does, if you slap them today on their right and they don't have a provision for it, they will do nothing. But they will ensure you'll not be able to do that again by creating a provision for that. And that's what this leadership will continue to do to enhance the football. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Secretary, for that insight. We'll take Bugalo and then one more. This gentleman on this side. His hand has been up for some time now. So far.
Thank you very much, Alike, and congratulations to the president of the SLFA Football Association and his executive in his 1-year anniversary. Because of time, I have a barrage of questions, but I'm only going to ask one. I'm only going to ask one, Mr. President. And Mr. President, if you had one promise to make to every football-loving fans in Sierra Leone today, what would that be? That's my question. What?
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is directly from the speech of the president. I am engineer lecturer Joy Mahoy for popularity. But Voice of the Voiceless is my social media name. Prezo, I heard you talking about giving facilities to some grounds like a Parade, Waterloo, and also Lungi. And if I could reflect my mind back to the place where I'm coming from, Potloko, where I'm enjoying play in our veteran session under the leadership of Coach AKK, who gave me an opportunity of getting 32 caps for Potloko City veterans. I want to know how soon. President, I want to know how soon this project will start. The facilities given to Parade and Waterloo, where my family are residing. So I am very much curious to know how Waterloo field will be modernized, because I'm coming from that part and I attended this primary school where Basaton field is.
Don't go. This don't go. Don't go.
Thank you very much. Let me start with I want to tell you, human beings, we make decisions. Sometimes we may take an unpopular decision. Your child at home, the child want to eat sugar every day, but you know that sugar, you have to deprive him from eating sugar. That is what happened in Sierra Leoneans. The vast majority may not seem to go in that direction or may not seem to understand, because we provide think so. We as an executive committee and staff of the federation to make are in. We are not unpaid allowances, sacrifice for the country that we love. They should have absolute trust in us, and on our own side, we promise to do what is right in the best interest of Sierra Leone football, has been demonstrated in the last 12 months, and will continue to demonstrate that even further. There is nothing absolutely we are going to do that will deprive them. Few days ago, when the FIFA proposal was sent to all of us as a federation and other confederations around the world, we are against it. I read the proposal. It was sent to me, addressed to me as president of Sierra Leone Football. I was planning in my head, okay, $40 million is coming to Sierra Leone. I'm going to replicate the Southern Arena model to the Western area with a minimum of 10,000 capacity, city capacity. But for one reason or the other, the proposal has been withdrawn. The UEFA, they have everything. They have everything. They are everything. So they did not put all into perspective when they are thinking about making just a decision. So our objective, our promise to Sierra Leoneans is that we are not going to let them down, and we'll ask them for their unwavering support, because this is not a job we can do alone. When I know that the people are behind us, they trust in us, they believe in us, it gives us more energy, more motivation to even do. Tamahoy, I don't know if I did not mention Waterloo. No, I did not mention Waterloo. No, I did not. No, okay, well, I take that back. So, I mean, we operate, we'll start the implementation of those construction of those pitches. So, 7, we'll see massive construction of pitches in Sierra Leone. I limited, I mentioned few because I want to be guided by my financial strength. But things may happen overnight. Like when we are about to win that bingo, and if I just say, no, we don't want it because they are fighting. No, we are not interested in your fighting. We want to develop football in Africa. That is our own. We want to develop football in Sierra Leone. So it is what it is. It's not good.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
I think that. Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you to executive committee members present here. As a matter of fact, we're enjoying the presence of the team manager of Leon to join us. Director was also here. We also have with us Mr. Suri Ibrahim Sise, manager, safety and security manager, the rest of the members of the press. Thank you to everyone. And this is how we come to the end of this press conference today. I have a few things to sort out. I think, is it break or lunch? Sam?
Yeah, it's lunch.
Lunch is